Hello everybody, welcome to the Pound Trader making an analysis for the 1st of September 2025. What? Okay, so we're starting over on, and happy new month. We're starting over on the monthly time frame here, and as we can see, the monthly, we had this July candle closing bearish, and in my opinion, I feel like as much as yes, we have some bullish bias here, we have still broken this key level, and I feel like maybe price might do a small retracement back to these levels here before maybe pushing upwards or downwards. Personally, I am biased towards the downside. And also this level here is quite key for me because when we take off Fibonacci retracement, we can see that we are smack at the 61.8% fib. So I will be watching out for a pullback on the monthly time frame, which also means that I will also be looking for sells on the weekly time frame as well. So this is the weekly time frame, and we can see here we had an uptrend, a breakout of this trend line. This to me almost looks like a head and shoulders. So I still personally feel like price might continue downwards back to these levels or even this level here. And yeah, so we can see last week's candle closed with this pin bar, but a very weak pin bar in my opinion because it has a long wick, and usually when price has these long wicks, price ends up filling these wicks. So I think this is also more confluence for me to look for these sells because I really hope price can come down and fill these wicks before heading downwards. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, and we can see the last week's candle, we closed with this pin bar with little volume towards the sell and the bullish bias, right? Okay, so now let's go over to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame here, we can see we have this double top, a breakout from that trend line. Now this trend line has been holding pretty well, and I'm really hoping that it'll continue holding so that I can get some good candles over here to look for those sells, because if there happens to be a breakout here, I'll be confused unless price does like a reaction here for me to look for those sells. But in case it breaks up, then my bias will have to change. But as per now, I am really hoping that this trend line will hold. Yeah, so maybe let's go to the also the main reason I'm pointing this out is because when we go to the dollar index, we can see that also over here this trend line has also been holding, and even in the dollar index we can see that there has been like a triple bottom. So if this continues holding and if the dollar pushes upwards, then it'll be more confluence for me to look for those sells on the dollar, on the pound, sorry. Yeah, because it hasn't broken. This is last week and it still hasn't broken. So if at all we start pushing upwards, we get something like this, then that will be so good because like it'll confirm these sells that I'm looking for, and also it'll confirm that this trend line that we have here has been holding. And we can see here that even in volume it's really been reducing. Personally, I had a trade over here with this pin bar, but there hasn't been any good candles. So what I will be waiting for from Monday is better 4-hour candles, bearish candles, so either pin bars, bearish engulfings, things of that sort. Even a double top confirming would also be nice for me to start taking those shorts. So as much as I trade on the 1-hour time frame, for this one, when it comes to new swing points, I like to look for them on the 4-hour, and then when the trend is continuing, that's when I'll look for entries on the 1-hour. So I hope that makes sense. Personally, I'm going to be waiting for 4-hour candles here to confirm, then I might scale down to the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, and we can see here usually during the week what I do is I have these margins that let me know what was happening in the last week. So now I will move this one to mark the 1st of September, and then now I'll see what was going on. So I can see clearly that this was last week's low and this was last week's high. So if at all price comes and it makes a sort of rejection on these levels here, that will be good confluence. But again, I'll be waiting for that on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, and last week I was able just to take one trade here, which ended up hitting my stop loss because I'd moved it to break even. Sorry, I hadn't moved it to break even, but you can see it was just shy of a few pips. I usually target 60 pips, and here it was just 3 pips, and it would have hit TP, but that's unfair. I was also seeing this here, but these opportunities here were not doing it for me because there was no proper 1-hour or 4-hour candle to confirm this price action here. So as much as, yes, if I took it, maybe it would have been, hit by TP, but that's not my part of my trading rules. I like to wait for confirmation on the 4-hour before I scale down. So I hope that makes sense. I think that will be it. And when it comes to the news, there's no news on Monday, and Tuesday we have some news at 5 p.m. So I will be checking that out. And I hope I've made sense. Let me know on what you think so we can share our biases together. I really, really appreciate when you guys comment because I'm also learning from you guys as well. See you in the next video. Bye bye.